Hey folks, everything new under the sun. Alright, this is your Sunday bonus, if you're watching this on Sunday anyways, because I did my Enoch 70 Shepherds. And because I didn't do a long video on that one, by the way, check out the Bible Prophecy playlist to see that one. I have a couple extra minutes here, and I want to continue in my playlist of who is or where is this country in Bible Prophecy. And so today I want to look at India. And this is an article from Charisma News. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. There's people who have studied this before and give excellent background. So I'm just going to go through, and in this playlist I'm going to make videos of who are these people in Bible prophecy, because we're going to see these nations playing their role in these end times. And so India is one of them. There's a massive number of people, 1.2 billion people in India. And so let's see, do they have a role to play in end-time Bible prophecy? And this is a fairly recent article by Kelly MacDonald Jr., February 2017. So starting off, India is a nation located in Lower Asia. Its population is about 1.2 billion. They have a large military, and the country is a vital world ally for those seeking to gain advantage. Their economy and production ability commands the attention of all nations, so they are significant geopolitically. A nation this large is going to have a huge impact on world events in the last days, and India is mentioned in the Bible. So let's see where it's mentioned here. How we find India in the Bible is in Bible prophecy is interesting. It says it's only mentioned by name twice in the Bible: Esther 1:1 and Esther 8:9. Interestingly enough, it is mentioned in the same sentence with Ethiopia. This is not by coincidence. The word Cush, or Cush with a C or K there, is typically thought of as referring to Ethiopia. Another related country, Libya, is usually thought of as being the Hebrew word put or foot. Or I guess you could pronounce that put as well, P-H-U-T. When used together, these two Hebrew words can refer to India. The historian Herodotus notes that there were two types of Cushites, curly-haired and straight-haired. That's interesting. Genetic history there of those. He notes that some of the straight-haired Cushites migrated into the area of India, Herodotus 394 and 770. Their hair was the only difference in the appearance between them. Josephus makes note of this, Antiquities of the Jews, Book 1. The same can be said of Put, Smith's Dictionary of Roman and Greek Geography, India. The Bible tells us that the Assyrians even took Ethiopians captive to this area of the world. This explains why the Hindu Kush Mountains are right next to India. There are also other territories carrying the KSH, Kush sound in them, the Kush, I guess, Kush or whatever. Kashmir is an important province in India. Kushal is another city in India, and as the Kushites migrated to this area, they left their mark. They put the word put is routinely used in the Bible for war. Jeremiah 46, Ezra 27, 30, and 38, and Nehemiah 3. No, sorry, Nahum 3. The best warriors in India and even the ruling class for centuries were called Rajputs or Rajput. See the 1911 Encyclopedia Britannica. There you go. Rajput means king or ruler of Put. When Kush and Put are used together, it usually refers to India. This nation has the largest population in the world, produces a tremendous amount of fruit every year, and has a major role in the political arenas in the last days. And they are huge economically, just because the mass of people in India. So let's look at the prophetic implications. Ezekiel 38, Cush and Put are mentioned right beside Iran. And we know Iran is in the news these days, identified as Persia. This affirms Cush and Put as India. There are very few connections between Ethiopia, Libya, and Persia, mainly due to distance. The connections between Persia and India are numerous. First of all, India is closer to Persia geographically. These nations have had close economic ties in recent years because Iran is the nearest nation to India that can provide oil and natural gas. Discussions have been ongoing to build a pipeline between the two nations. In 2015, India agreed to invest nearly $200 million into the port city of Chabahar in Iran. Iran has the highest population of Shia Muslims in the world. In 2009, India had the third highest Shia population. So politically or culturally, they're close, especially not just in Islam, but the sect of Islam, Shia. India's immediate neighbor to the northwest in Pakistan, who they have had major issues with over the years. Pakistan is also Sunni Muslim, so they're fighting warring factions, warring sects of Islam, basically there. Pakistan is also a Sunni Muslim nation. This gives Iran another reason to ally with India, interestingly. Another interesting historical note is that the Persian language was spoken in the royal court of India until the 1800s. Ali Khan. The prophecy of Ezekiel 38 occurs on the mountains of Israel, which refers to the U.S. and British peoples. On July 24, 2015, the UK's Telegraph reported the desire of the people of India to request reparations for their colonization of India. One of the front-runner politicians is passionately arguing for this, and the present Prime Minister supports the idea. The anti-British sentiment is growing in the nation. In ancient times, Sheba and Dedan, and these are, if you've read your Bible, if you've listened to other prophecy speakers, these names pop up and you're familiar with them, Sheba and Dedan, consisted of the east coast of Africa and the southern tip of the Arabian Peninsula. The Queen of Sheba in Solomon's time lived in this area. They also traded considerably with India. This again ties India with Ezekiel 38. So that's a whole side of it that I hadn't even thought of, hadn't read, hadn't learned about. India being involved, and India has nuclear weapons already. So they could easily give Iran some nuclear weapons if Iran wants to deal with Israel, or at least attempt to deal with Israel. So Daniel 11:40-45. In this prophecy, we see the character called the King of the North invade the King of the South. We reviewed in understanding the Bible prophecy that the King of the North refers to revived Roman Empire led by Germany. The Bible tells us that the King of the North shall have power over the treasures of gold and silver, and over all the precious things of Egypt, and Cush and Put shall be at his steps. The Hebrew phrase at his steps simply means to keep pace with or companionship. This could very well refer to the King of the North conquering Egypt all the way to India, like Alexander the Great and other Roman rulers in the past. Okay. Ezekiel 38, are they mentioned there? Cush and Put are not mentioned in the attack against Jerusalem in Ezekiel 39. This battle refers to Armageddon. This likely points to some catastrophic event or war that disabled India from being able to act. There's a side note there. An interesting fact is in that the Hebrew names for ivory, ape, and peacock come from the Tamil language on the Indian continent. So that's interesting, sort of quick review of where India is in Bible prophecy. So it looks like they are connected with Iran, allied with Iran in Ezekiel 38, and even connected in Daniel 11 here. And Ezekiel 38 is one of the prophecies that we think is going to happen very quickly. The whole hook in the jaw of Russia or the northern kingdoms. Does that include? We know that Russia is already returning, increasing its troops in Syria as we speak. That's current news. Iran is complaining about missile strikes and strikes by Israel in Syria, and if Israel strikes Iran and takes out maybe their weapons, whatever they have for weapons, do they call on India's help, the other Shia people group, and get some nuclear weapons from India? Because we know India has had for many years, they've been on the brink of war with Pakistan, and they're both nuclear nations with nuclear weapons. And so we know India has nuclear weapons ready to go. So would they alone give Iran some nuclear weapons to hit Israel? Because we know it's Iran's stated goal that they want to wipe Israel off the map. So where is India in Bible prophecy? Well, it appears it is related to basically what a lot of people think is kind of the next big prophetic war on the horizon. Gog Magog, Ezekiel 38. The hook in the jaw, marching down to Israel because of some reason. Is it because of oil in Israel? Is it because maybe Israel did a first strike on Iran? Is it because Israel struck Russia because Russia was supporting Bashar Assad or something in Syria? We don't know yet. Many speculate, things are usually because of money, so many speculate that the hook in the jaw of the nations is because the massive oil and gas deposits. Israel is looking to put a pipeline underneath the Mediterranean to Europe and sell natural gas direct to Europe. Well, Russia does not like that. Russia is currently the provider of natural gas to all of Europe. If Israel goes and undercuts the Mediterranean, it literally undercuts Russia's sales of natural gas to Europe. And I'm sure Europe would rather do business with Israel, being a completely democratic nation, so more aligned maybe. Although I don't know how the boycott, divest, and sanctions movement, the whole BDS movement, would play into that. Regardless, I think it's pretty interesting. So Ezekiel 38, is India directly involved in end times Bible prophecy, and we've not really spoken of it. I've not really myself heard India come up that much related to it. So interesting there. And so where are they? Well, Ezekiel 38. So I will leave it there, guys. I hope you found that interesting. I'm going to try and continue to add to my where is this or that country in Bible prophecy. And we'll come to a collective knowledge, maybe, or a bit more information about where these countries show up in the Bible, and more specifically where they show up in relation to end times Bible prophecy, future events prior to the Lord's return, or at the time of the Lord's return. I guess that could happen as well. So, thanks for watching there, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Give me the likes and the thumbs up and all that good stuff. And please share the video if you think it's interesting. And we'll see you guys in the next video.